everyone, welcome to LICD lecture 31C. Today we are going to discuss the various applications of 555 timer in monostable mode. So there are three applications, there are actually four applications, one of them I have not written over here. One is frequency divider, which will be studying and simulating its behavior in LT-Spice. All of them we will simulate in LT-Spice. Next we have is pulse width modulation. Next is linear ramp generator. And the fourth one, which is missing, the name itself is missing pulse detector. Okay. So an important point to note is before attempting the above applications, one must clearly understand the working of 555 timer in the monostable mode first. So if you have a thorough understanding of the monostable multivibrator, then only you attempt these applications. Okay. And for the above all applications, kindly refer the functional block diagram. So I have included that fact. So for clear understanding, you will know what is happening inside. Fine. So let us start with the main topic. So let me just slightly reduce it. So this is my frequency divider network. This is my functional block of it. And this is my symbolic view of it. Now you will say, sir, it's the same functional block diagram. Yes, there is no change at all. Even the external components are same. Even their values are changed. So what is changed? So anyone can tell me what do you mean by frequency divider? What do you understand? Frequency divider. What it could do? Anyone? Hello? Yeah,
So
what do you
divide
understand?
the value.
Which frequency value, input or output?
Input frequency by some given value.
Okay, correct. Yeah. So let's say you have an input frequency of an input signal as 1000 hertz. And we want to divide it into 100 hertz, 10 intervals of 100 hertz. We can do that over here. Okay. So you have your quiz coming up, you have your end semester exam coming up. So this application part is extremely important. Along with the designs, you should know where I will use this 555 timer. So that is which is very important. So let's say if I want to divide over here, I have used this scenario. So the working, the functionality will remain same. Huh? I hope that you remember the functionality of 555 timer in the monostable mode. So I'm assuming that. So over here, let me concentrate on the symbolic. Okay, I have to reduce this a little. Okay, so let me explain you this in next 5 minutes. We will complete this application. Okay, so everything is same as your monostable as we have discussed over here. Even the T on time, the T on time is 1.1 times R1 into C. If you remember, there also we have taken as 1.1 millisecond. So it's the same, and VCC is given as 5. So that's 555 timer is powered with plus 5 volts, and the output is taken across the pin number 3. We are even connecting 0.01 microfarad capacitor between pin number 1 and 5, and the trigger input is applied to pin number 2. Everything is same. What is different than earlier? We didn't care what is the frequency of my trigger input. Okay, I've told you, you apply some trigger input and the output will be in the monostable state, right? So monostable means it will be quasi stable, it will be like other stable will be a stable state. So we have applied this. We never thought about the input frequency at all. Now in this application, we will consider input frequency and will reflect it at the output, and we will derive a relation between the input frequency and the output frequency. Now what is the input over here? Input is applied to pin number 2 and output is taken across the pin number 3. So we will directly at the end, what is our aim is ki if I have a frequency of 2 kilohertz, I'll divide by some number. Let's say 3 or 2 or 4, like this. So this is what I want to do. Okay, everyone, are you understanding? Yeah. Now this is the functional. Is the diagram, is the wave, are the waveforms visible, or should I increase it a little? Yeah, are they visible now? One of you can. Can I proceed with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, if I concentrate on, because I want to keep the theory also. Okay. So here the input trigger pulse, if a known input frequency is applied as trigger pulse only, right? And that frequency is around 2000 hertz. So what frequency? That means we can define that when the next trigger pulse will come, right? And the difference between the next two trigger pulses is my T in which is 0.5 millisecond. I've designed it so. Okay, I am giving it so. So what will be 1 upon T in will be my input frequency, that is 2000 hertz. Simple, no doubt in this, right? So I'm applying a train of trigger inputs, which is a negative going definitely, because we are going from 5 to 0. So that's a negative going pulse. Okay, and they are edge triggered, negative edge triggered. Do you understand what is edge triggered and a level triggered? This is edge triggered. So by falling edge of the trigger pulse, the output waveform will be triggered. Any doubts in this?
No, sir.
Okay, excellent. So in this circuit can act as a frequency divider by adjusting the capital T on. Now you see what is a capital T on over here? We have derived the equation also. It is given by 1.1 times R1 into C1. So see over here. So by deciding on this T on time, I can make my circuit divide the input frequency by some factor. Now, from the waveforms, what do you think? How much is the frequency getting divided by? Hello? How much? By how much value it is divided by? Acha, you will require some more analysis on this. Okay, fine. Let it be not a problem. So you understand the monostable multivibrator. So till the time the T on is fixed by external one and C1. So it's totally upon that, right? So as soon as my T on time, I mean my output is high, my capacitor also starts charging, and it can maximum charge to 2/3 of VCC. So this much you all know. So as soon as my capacitor voltage reaches 2/3 of VCC, internally some actions happen and my output goes to 0. Definitely my capacitor will discharge instantly, and that also will go to. Now the next time output will be high when my next trigger pulse will come. So this was the working of my monostable mode. We are just extending it. We are just tagging along one more parameter, that is input frequency over here. So my output pulse width, this is under our hand. Okay, I can also stop it over here also before the next trigger pulse applied also. But I want to divide my input frequency by some factor. That's why I'm taking a longer time period T on. Fine, now let me just go by the working. So the monostable multivibrator will be triggered by the first negative going pulse over here. So here OT I have written, that is output triggered. Okay, so the output will be high and it will remain high as per the time width T on set by the external components R1 and C1. Okay, now the monostable multivibrator will be next triggered by the fourth trigger pulse depending upon the T on period. So over here the second trigger pulse, why it will not be triggered? Can anyone tell me? Second trigger pulse have come, but the output is 5. Why? Why I have written over here no change? Anyone? Hello? First negative trigger pulse, the output becomes 5. The second trigger pulse is not getting reflected. I am asking why.
Sir, because the capacitor has yet not charged.
Yes, absolutely correct. The capacitor has yet not charged to 2/3 VCC. If it would have been charged to 2/3 VCC, it would have been discharged instantaneously after some time, T on period. That's why this trigger pulse will have no effect on the output. This trigger pulse will act only when the output is low. It will make it immediately high. But when the output is high, that has no effect. So that's why second trigger pulse has no effect. Even the third trigger pulse have no effect. Now just after the small time after third goes low, because the capacitor voltage has these 2/3 VCC. Now it will instantly discharge. We have seen the working. I'm not repeating for working of monostable multivibrator. You all can refer the lecture video or the OneNote handout. Okay. So now my output is low and my capacitor voltage is also low. So my circuit will wait for the next trigger pulse, and next trigger pulse is arriving over here, which is my fourth trigger pulse. Okay, again my output will become high, and again my capacitor will take some time to charge to 2/3 VCC. So by the time the output is high and low combined, what is my total time period of my output pulse when it is high and low, right? So a combined time period will be 1.5 millisecond. As you can see, it's 3 times more. So it will divide the frequency, input frequency by 3. So one of you can do this 2000 divided by 3, you will get 666.66 hertz. Is it correct? Hello? 2000 divided
Yes,
by
sir.
3. Yeah. So this circuit is acting as a frequency divider, or it is also called as divide by 3 circuit. I mean, in the literature they even call it that. And divide by 3, and or it is also called as in general frequency divider circuit. So this arrangement over here of the waveforms and the circuit components will divide my input frequency, which was 2000 hertz, to 666.66 hertz at the input side. Okay, now let's check any doubts over here before I move on to LT Spice simulation. Any doubts? Hello?
No, sir.
No? Okay, very good. You all have no doubts at all. That means you have understood. Or maybe you all have not. Some of you. Because I can hear only 1 or 2 persons or 3 of you all. I mean, I know that everyone cannot speak simultaneously, but still, I want to hear some new, voices so that they can.
Yes.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Very with whatever I'm talking in such a loud voice, it's getting been conveyed to you or no, or else I will keep on speaking for 40-45 minutes, and at the end we'll say that is सामने वाला तो सुन ही नहीं रहा है कुछ भी. Okay, so it's okay, fine, we will consider this. Okay, so this is my first application of my monostable multivibrator. So here we have seen in theory that this will divide the input frequency by 3. My output will be output frequency by 3. So this is my circuit diagram to the left hand side. This is my circuit for my frequency divider circuit. Is the same thing. As you can see, R1 C1 value, and the C value is also connected 0.01, and my trigger pulse is there. So my output pulse duration is T on pulse duration is 1.1 millisecond over here. Okay, so this is actually T on. I should have written T on, no problem. So I'll run this and I'll divide this into plane plots. So first I will add the trigger. So as you can see, there are trigger. We will check everything, no worries. Then we will add the output, and then we'll also add the capacitor voltage waveform, because that is also important, right? Yeah. So now we'll try to analyze it. Let me change this color to green, because I think this is now orange. Okay, and let me explain you, these are not blocks, these are just pulses, negative going pulses. Let me expand and show it to you. See, these are very short duration pulses. You remember, we will require short duration pulses only for as trigger pulses. So let me just show you from here. So concentrate from, not a problem, you can see the waveforms over here. Yeah. So let me first tell you how my input frequency is 2000. Okay, so that means one time period over here. So let me take the cursor and place it over here, and my second cursor, and let's say I'll place it over here. So do you see at the bottom you have 2 kilohertz, 2.004. Hence my the timing, the frequency of my input trigger pulse is 2 kilohertz. Okay, and now I will check the frequency or the on time of my output waveform. So all time of my output waveform, let us check from the second cycle. So this is my on time. Okay, this is my on time. Let me check that now. So my on time should be 1.1 millisecond as per the design, right? So let me just pull it over here, because we want to verify everything whatever we explain in the theory. So is it 1.09 millisecond, which is close to 1.1 millisecond, okay? And what's the total time now? Total time should be 1.5 millisecond. Yeah, did you see this, anyone? Everyone? 1.5 millisecond, do you see this? This is my time period of my output signal. And can you see the corresponding frequency? So the frequency is exactly 666.666 hertz. That means my output frequency is getting divided by factor of 3 perfectly well. And as shown in the theory over here, this is the capacitor voltage. It will reach 2/3 VCC. So one of you can tell me what is 2/3 of VCC value? VCC is 5, so that means 10 divided by 3. How much is that? Is it 3.33?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you can see over here 3.33. That means as soon as the capacitor voltage reaches 2/3 VCC, my output state will change. As you can see over here, this is the first trigger pulse, second, third. At the fourth trigger pulse is triggering again. So again my output is changing. So this is the way the following circuit will act as my frequency divider circuit. Any doubts, anyone? So whatever I've explained on the left hand side waveforms, exactly same thing is happening on the right hand side. The LT Spice. That's the beauty of LT Spice. We can simulate any circuit and every circuit using op amps, using ripple fire timers, and the results are in front of you. This is 31st lecture. 31st. So every circuit, every concept was being taught to you and demonstrated with LT Spice. So you can appreciate and verify everything. Any doubts, anyone? Can I move on to the next topic? So it's not that you have to do this. You can do frequency divided by 10 also. So it's up to you. You can you can play around with these numbers. So you can set the different numbers, and that's the design aspect on your part. So you can select input frequency as, let's say, 10 kilohertz, and you divide it into 10 parts. So your output frequency should be 1 kilohertz. So you have to design it in such a manner. Any doubts? So before I proceed to the next topic. Okay. So we have successfully completed the first application, that is frequency divider. Next we will see pulse width modulation.